Hi, welcome to the Messaging Multiplier mini course. We're going to be working on improving your odds of getting messages back and sending good messages so that you're not getting frustrated with online dating within the messaging app itself. So this video is going to be going over the most common pitfalls that people talk about and report to me or report online or wherever I was able to dig up common complaints. And I put it all into this course so you're not surprised with what you find when you go online. So let's talk about the common pitfalls that we find. When you start messaging, you'll find that one of the biggest things people complain about is that all of a sudden, they're not getting messages back. We sometimes call that ghosting. Or you're sending out messages and they're just not hitting. So we're going to talk about why that happens, what it is, but in the end, people are getting ignored with messages a lot. So be prepared for ignored messages. So if you send like 50 billion messages out to a bunch of people and you're not getting any responses back, that is a really common issue that people are finding themselves in. The other thing that happens is that you get these weird vibes when you're trying to talk with somebody. So there's actually people that will go on these apps and they'll just insult people. And I've found dating coaches that actually recommended that. So if you want a healthy relationship, we want to stay away from hacks and these little gimmicks that you might find on YouTube tutorials and whatnot. So stay away from this idea that you have to be shocking in a negative way. There will be many people turned on by that, but you're probably not going to find healthy relationships when insults are happening. So we're going to talk about ways to maybe create, sexual tension and chemistry without getting into insulting people. So you will find that some people will insult your body in a kind of almost trying to be a teasing way, or, making explicit sexual comments to be shocking. And what they're trying to do when they do that is to get past the scroll effect. So, it's the swipe right, swipe left kind of thing. And when you have 50 messages in your inbox, some ladies are lucky enough to get a lot of people. The problem with that, though, is if you're trying to connect with somebody that's really, really hot, you might find that they have a lot of competition out there and they're getting a lot of these messages. So you will find that if you're trying to, target somebody who probably has a lot of people targeting them, then you're going to have to, up your game a lot when it comes to sticking out from the crowd. But in general, when you're talking to kind of your normal average kind of person, we're not talking to models or Uber athletes, then we're probably going to be dealing with normal everyday people. And what happens, though, is that these, the advice that you take with insults and not having, just trying to stick out that way, is if you follow that with an average person, then that might be a reason why your messages get ignored. So you do need to stick out from the crowd, but you do want to think about how you want to stick out. You want to make sure that it's the intended situation that you want to be in. So we'll talk about a little bit about that in the next video. Other things that happen, again, is the suddenly being ghosted, like we talked about earlier. And so sometimes you'll have messages that are going really, really well, and then it'll suddenly drop off. And there are reasons why people might suddenly ghost. So we'll talk about that as well. The last problem that we're going to be talking about in this mini course is the, hey, you're hot, or the generic hi, or the resume type messages that you'll get where it'll be like, hi, my name is Brad and I worked with ... is that you're getting this kind of cut and paste vibe that you get from some of these messages. So when you're typing up a message or you're trying to figure out how to respond to messages, we want to stay away from, copy and paste type stuff and ignoring messages, being more healthy and assertive with the people we're choosing. And we're not just falling for these kind of traps like the insult kind of people where, yes, they will attract a certain type. And if you're looking for, just uber sexual chemistry, and when it comes to getting along and being friends with somebody, if that's not important to you at all, then you could probably follow some of those hacks and you might even get results from it. But when it comes to being connected with somebody, it might not turn out so well for you. So these are the most common pitfalls that we find that are reported. So go into the next video and we'll start talking a little bit more about what we want to do instead of these things.